my Iggy and Scorch deck. This is a deck that I came up with yesterday. This is an Iggy and Scorch deck that has little to no damage. I see a lot of Iggy and Scorches stacking loads of energy power in order to do damage, which is fine. You've got two abilities, well, three technically, that work a lot on his energy power, but I don't find them as useful as his turrets. Now, if you stack as much energy as you can on Iggy and Scorch, you can get your turrets up to about 56 damage per second, whereas without damage it's 40 a second. So there's not really that big a difference between going damage and non-damage. So I wondered if you could create a tank Iggy, and this is an absolutely insane build. If people just stick with you, the opposition are going to die. What they've got to do is they've got to spend all their time either taking out your turrets, or you just split push them to hell. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So the way this build starts off is you start off with a cast token. This is for last hitting. Health potion obviously gives you sustain during the laning phase, and a mana potion. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to go into the lane. Usually I go mid because it's very easy to stay safe early game with Iggy. Now, when you're doing the early game, you want to be focused on last hitting. You do not want to be focusing on auto attacking. Never auto attack. So you are waiting for the health to get at a point where you can just do one hit and take it. Now usually what happens is the opposition just start auto attacking the creeps, and it pushes the waves toward your tower, and that is fantastic. That is exactly what you want. Okay, you stay in lane with all your sustain until you get to 9 card power. Once you got 9 card power, you go back to base, you get rid of your health potion, okay, and then what you do is you put on either a Lord's Key, depending on whether your team are getting harvesters or not. This is good for early levels because the damage on your turrets are based on their level, so you want to get that up to maximum of 4 as soon as possible. If the harvesters are being done, you want to go for your Armivore. This gives you 7 mana on every unit that you kill. Now your turrets cost 45 mana. Okay, so if you kill an entire creep wave with 1 turret, you've got the mana restored to you. Drop the health potion, and then you want to get Drink the Spirits. Okay, this is a card, gives you 100 health, 75 mana, and on a player kill, minion kill, basically anything that you're killing, you're getting 5% of the killed unit's health for over 10 seconds. Now, if your lane is being very aggressive, this just allows you to sit there and farm. Okay, you just keep farming and farming and farming until you get to your next 6 points. Okay, so you're looking at 15 card power. It's very easy to do. You can weave from mid lane, left lane, right lane. Just go wherever you can to help get yourself as much farm as possible. If your jungler isn't farming the jungle that efficiently, you can take a few stacks, although it's not recommended, but you can take the blue buff. Sometimes what I like to do is sneak into my enemy's jungle as well and farm that. So after you've got those two items, you get yourselves up to 15 card power. You look at who's doing the most damage on the other team. Is it an energy damage carry, or is it a physical damage carry? This then tells me what item I need to go for next. Okay, and the item that I will go for will either be a tuned barrier or a tempered plate. Okay, so a tempered plate with 3 physical guards. So that's 110 armor plus 60. Wow, that's 170. Wow, that's a lot of armor. Okay, so this is going to stop you taking a lot of damage. If you get ganked, they ain't doing anything to you. Same with the tune barrier. Okay. So once I've got my tempered plate, I decide who is the main damage dealers. Okay, I always get at least 1 tuned barrier, if not the 2. So I would go after I've done my tempered plate. If I'm getting heavily attacked by physical DPS, I would go straight into my second tempered plate, which has again another 44 armor on top of the 66 that you get from the passive, plus 600 health. Okay. If you're getting attacked by lots of people doing energy damage, then obviously you would go for the 2 tune barriers, which again have 600 health on there, another 44, and then 66 from the tune barrier. Now at this point, you should find yourself way ahead of everyone in farm. You're just running around, dropping towers. You very rarely have to go back to base. You go back to base once every 6 to 9 points, and you've got to be dedicated about that. Anyone that goes back every time they get 3 card points, you are just going to accelerate past their farm so much. Now at this point, once you've got 3 of your defensive items up, you take a look and see if any of your opponents have armor. Okay, energy armor. If they do, you fill your armorvore with your energy penetration. That is more than enough energy penetration to cause a lot of damage to your opponents. And then at the end of it, you can choose. Okay, do you need your armorvore for energy penetration? Keep it. Do you need drink the spirits anymore? Maybe not. Okay, you can swap these out for one of these 2. Okay, so you got Sorcerer's Ward here. I put this in for some lifesteal. So if I felt that I didn't need drink the spirits anymore, I would go for the lifesteal. You'll be surprised if someone can do maybe 75 damage a swing on you, even with armor penetration, because of the amount of health that you've got. So your Sorcerer's Ward with energy, with lifesteal on it. Or if I'm finding that in a team fight there's a rampage who is just ripping people up, I like to go for my tainted magic. Okay, this is a brilliant card because what it does is it poisons your opponents when you hit with your ability. So when I see Rampage pop his ultimate, I run in, I pop my ultimate, pop tainted magic, and it starts ticking poisons onto Rampage. Now, what poisons do is they reduce a player's healing by 75%. That Rampage that usually generates 200 health every tick of his ultimate is now reduced to 50. You will obliterate him. Or, sorry, your team will obliterate him. So you don't have to worry about a rampage. Or a chimera. Does the same for any of his healing. For a chimera, a Grux with lifesteal. Okay, it reduces all healing by 75%. Now you'll find quite easily, maybe within the first 25 minutes, 30 minutes, you will be in 60 card power. And what your job is to just be a complete nuisance. So you want to distract 2, maybe 3 of their teammates, having to come and defend your tower pushes, whilst your team can take other towers. And this is the strategy for my tank Iggy. If you have any questions about this at all, message in the comment section and I shall reply. But this is my tank Iggy and Scorch. So far it's been absolutely amazingly fun to play. I would suggest giving it a go. Anyway, if you want to see some more builds, comment, let me know what it is that you want to see, and I shall see you soon. Thank you very much for watching, guys.